Welcome back everyone, Zaf here. It has been a minute since our last video. Hope everyone has had a good new year. We are back to our regular uploads. I took a little break, but now I'm back on track. So let's get back into the Legend of Slime fixation. First off, I noticed in our mailbox, we have 100 astrology orbs there. That is because of all the issues going on with the app publisher change, but I'm glad to see that they're respecting us, giving us some nice rewards. Also on the screen, I'll put up the new coupon code for the 2024 year. It should be somewhere north of 20,000 gems, so do enjoy that. In this video, I'm just going to cover the new slimes that are out. I know it's been a while since I logged in, since I still haven't bought Rudolph. I will buy them now, and I'll be buying Towo as well. If you're wondering where Drago is, he will be released in about 2 days with the next daily event. So check the daily event shop and he will be posted there as the next new slime. So don't worry if you can't unlock him yet, he will be there for purchase. Thankfully, I do have a few hours to purchase the Rudolph Pass, which I'll be doing right now, and I like that the game does warn me that I won't be able to get all the rewards since the pass is basically out of commission. And there we go, we have Rudolph unlocked now. Next up, let's unlock that new slime, Towo, which looks absolutely insane. I absolutely love Towo's animation. Another dragon was absolutely needed in Legend of Slime. 2024 is the year of the dragon, so let's go ahead and purchase some. We are going to get a ton of stages from all these new slimes. But taking a quick look at Towo's slime skill, enter the dragon. Every 7 seconds, they strike the enemy with superb martial arts, dealing 6,500% of total companion attack. Enemies hit by this do receive a 10% increased damage buff for 4 seconds, which is stackable. That means Towo will be a decent slime. I don't know if they'll compare to Rudolph or Gent or Minor at all, but they are definitely in the top tier for slimes based on their skills so far. So first up, we do have to level up our slimes. I'm going to start with Rudolph. The promotions are definitely going to give us a nice damage increase. I do wonder where we're going to leave off. I haven't had much change in my stages from the last video, but I'll shortly update that with you. Leveling up slimes does take a minute to do, especially once we get to the later levels. As you can see, it takes a while of holding down that button as we burn through our EXP shards. Okay, I'm going to stop at level 180 since there's no real point to get him to 200, aside from the bonus points you get from the mastery tree, but that's not a concern of ours right now. I think with both these slimes fully promoted, we do gain at least a 10 times damage boost, so we should gain a few stages, at least I'm hoping we do, or else this was a waste of money. But we know if slime passes, there are some of the best purchases you can make. You get a bunch of rewards on top of unlocking a slime for cheap, since after the slime pass, they're usually around 3 times the price, so it's best to get them from the pass, or else you'll be missing out on that value. Alright, let's quickly look at Towo's own effects. We can see he increases critical damage by 10%, skill damage by 15%, attack by 60%, skill damage by 15% again, and another 100% attack buff, which is honestly very nice. This is one of the more solid own effect bonus skill sets that I've seen for a while now. We do have Rudolph, which had a similar bonus, no HP, just a lot of damage. We can see our most recent pay-to-win slimes also had a similar loadout, but I do think Towo is a bit ahead in just providing raw damage, but we know HP is a great asset to have as well, so it is a mixed bag on what we want. But in my stage in the game, I do want more damage, so Towo is definitely a good pickup. So let's equip them and look at their slime skill. Now I know I'm going to blitz through the stages based on the slime promotions we had, and wow, alright, hold on. Towo's slime skill is one of the coolest we've seen. That zoom out effect is unique. I don't think we've had any other slime cause that effect. That looks absolutely awesome. I'm a big fan if future slimes do have this type of skill. I wonder if that's a new change based on the new publisher that we do have, or Load Complete just wanted to up the ante, giving us some nice effects for the new year. So let's see what stage we do land on, and then we can do a damage comparison, see which of our slimes are the best, and see where Towo does rank up amongst our other slimes. Now I am going to switch to Miner, since Miner up until now is the best slime in terms of damage. That is based on the skill damage meta. You can see Miner absolutely chunks through the stage boss's health, which is what makes him the best slime currently. Unfortunately, I don't think Towo will compare, but we will see in a short bit. Again, for those of you wondering, if you're new to the channel, if you haven't watched our previous build guides, the skill damage meta is the best right now if you have the proper talismans. So if you have legendary talismans, specifically this skill damage talisman, you should get traits that have skill attack as well. You do want 2 of them. That is the most optimal loadout. I do have videos covering this on the channel. You should definitely check those out. But if you're in that early game stage, a chicken build will always reign supreme up until you get that legendary talisman, you get that trait loadout, and then you can start dealing slightly more damage. It might not make a huge difference, but you should gain a few more stages if you do use the new meta. But I guess it's no longer new. We've had it implemented for over a month now, so we will just refer to it as the current meta going forward. I do wonder if the new publisher is going to implement new changes to the game. I did give them a bit of a look. It seems their focus is on the developer side in terms of maximizing revenues. Again, that's a mixed bag of good or bad. It could be a good thing for the players, or bad. We could be milked for all our dollars. I doubt that would happen. I do think Legend of Slime is honestly very good when it comes to the pay-to-win mechanics. You don't necessarily need to purchase everything. If you do, you get ahead, sure, but it isn't necessary. We can look at talismans for that example. They are very easy to level up in the free-to-play category. You don't need to purchase diamonds at all to get ahead, but when it does come to the magic items, technically speaking, they are very pay to win, but again, not necessary. There is no online component. You can easily get them leveled up, especially based on all the compensation we've been getting for the errors in the game. So far I do think Legend of Slime ranks above most games when it comes to the pay to win mechanics. But again, with the new publisher change, we can only wait to see what happens. I am hopeful good things are to come. I did check out App Quantum's games. They are definitely advertised a lot on platforms. I have seen the advertisements around, so I wonder what they have in store for Legend of Slime. We can only wait to see. I know the account migration can't be blamed on them. It is a very finicky process to do. They are dealing with it quite fast. I think most people have had their accounts unlocked now after the issues they had from going from version 2.5 to 2.6. We are now on version 2.7. I know from our Discord we've had a lot of emails being sent to the devs that I haven't answered, and they're fixing accounts that have been having issues. So don't delete your apps if you still have issues. Just wait for the update your game, and if you still have issues, send the devs an email and they'll definitely reply to you to fix your account. Now it does seem we are reaching our new stage cap. We are on Extreme 3, stage 5-5. I think this is essentially where we're going to max out our stages. Give it a few more hits and we'll see shortly. Actually, I'll cut to our latest stage. This will be our max stage coming up in a few seconds. And there we go with the wonders of video editing. We are now at our new max stage, Extreme 3, stage 5-9. It looks like mine are lefty stage boss at 1.74 AP health. Now this is with Miner's toy. I am going to switch this up to a basic toy. That is because I want the comparison to be fair amongst our other slimes. So with this bunny toy, let's go ahead and test Miner out, see where he leaves the stage boss's health. Then I'll go ahead and test out Towo. I'll test out Rudolph as well, and then Gent, since these slimes are generally going to be our top damage dealers. That way you do get a good sense of which slime you do want to purchase based on their damage output. And I will give a disclaimer with Towo as to why he might be better than the other slimes. So mine are lefty stage boss at 5.03 AP health. Let's switch over to Towo. I am very excited to see where Towo leaves the stage boss. Let's jump in with that new awesome slime skill. So for the damage to build up, he does have to constantly attack the stage boss with his skill. I believe each stage does last around 40 to 45 seconds. That means he will be able to do around 5 skill casts. but that is not enough to catch up to Miner's output. So 5.53 was Towo's mark. I'm going to switch over to Rudolph, see how they perform, and just as a little disclaimer, I'm actually going to switch back to Towo and explain one thing that I should have mentioned earlier. So because Towo is invincible during a skill cast, you could have certain magic items, such as different bags. So Metal Bag, for example, where your attack is boosted up by 100% at full HP. Because of the nature of invincible skills, you are able to get that buff for much longer, meaning your damage output is increased. I know I use Human Bag. That's just because I do love Warrior Breaker. Increasing the damage does increase our survivability. I am just betting on the fact that later in the game, we will need HP even more than we do now, so having that added bonus damage to Warrior Breaker just means more survivability, but that's just a gamble. I can always just roll back my magic items and upgrade Metal Bag in the future. It's more of a personal choice, but we'll see where we land. So going back to our comparison, I'm going to switch to Rudolph, but first I'm going to equip the slime toy, making the comparison as fair as possible. I believe Towo landed the Sage Boss at 5.53 AP health remaining. Let's see how Rudolph does compare. I do think it'll be similar, if not better. We'll just have to wait and see. So it does look like Rudolph was a bit better, but again, these damage comparisons are so close, you're only gaining a marginal amount of damage. But I guess if you're choosing between Rudolph and Towo, Rudolph would probably be the better pick if you haven't purchased a slime pass yet, but if you do choose to purchase Rudolph instead, you might be missing out on all the rewards if you haven't been doing your slime pass. So I guess if you're trying to decide between Towo and Rudolph, you might want to go with Rudolph, but that's only if you can survive for long periods of time. Again, because Towo is invincible during a skill cast, you'll find yourself surviving much longer during Sage Boss battles. You'll be able to recover, dodge more hits, meaning you'll be able to push farther. So if you die in one hit, Towo would probably be the best pick for you. Only do choose Rudolph if you survive like me for long periods of time, since it might be misleading having Rudolph dealing more damage, only because I do survive for long periods of time. Now, just as a final test, I'll be running Gent as well, just to see how he fares. I'll be doing a quick toy swap here, just to make sure things are kept even. I certainly do miss using Gent. He was our #1 meta slime for so long, just based on the new skill damage meta. As you can see, Gent does have a solid performance, bringing the Sage Boss to 5.27 AP health remaining. I believe Gent does have an invincibility period as well, so he is a good pick nonetheless, even if his damage isn't comparable to Miner. But again, you're only gaining a marginal damage boost between all these slimes, so just purchase the one that is the cheapest for you. You don't need to go ham on these slimes. The damage is only so different between all the top tier slimes, so that is up to you. But right now, I do think Towo is definitely a good contender if you haven't purchased Rudolph and you're deciding between the two, because again of that invincibility period. Anyways, that was it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. Hopefully this provided a bit of insight on who to purchase, because I know that's one of the toughest choices to make, because you don't want to waste your money on the wrong slime. Anyways, do subscribe for more Legend of Slime videos, do like if you enjoyed, and comment down below if you have any questions. Zaf, signing out.